Site number 4, I think, is my favorite on this list.
This place could also be considered the Mecca.
This place...
We could call it the Istanbul, or I don't know.
This place is the true Mecca. It really is. I mean, historically it is.
Yeah.
This
is the Rome.
It's not just our opinion. This is the Exploring the National Parks podcast with Dirt in My Shoes. My name is Ash, and I'm a former park ranger and the founder of Dirt in My Shoes. I think that the parks are best seen from the trail, and I'm here to make national park trip planning easy.
And I'm John. I carry the kids on the trails, I tell stories, and notice all the things that Ash doesn't care about much, like rocks.
Join us as we show you around America's spectacular national parks.
We're sharing our favorite places, fun facts, adventures, and misadventures.
And we'll even throw in a little trip planning.
Let's start exploring. Ash and I witnessed something yesterday that we didn't know was an option.
Oh my gosh, yes, at Costco.
Okay, so I'll put this in context for us. Ash and I are people that have never, gone to a restaurant and asked them to change what they do, on the menu.
We're not menu changers. We just kind of order it as is. Sometimes they'll change it a little bit, but we don't substitute.
Right.
Hardly ever.
I'd like lasagna, but I want you to substitute the cheese for something else.
See, we can't even pretend to substitute because we don't ever do that.
Not that people shouldn't substitute. We just never have. We don't know how. But we were at Costco yesterday, and the funniest thing, we saw a person making substitutions at the sample table.
She was asking for changes to her sample for her family. Can you do one without jam, and can you do one untoasted? And John and I both looked at each other is that even, that's not something, you just take the sample.
Oh my gosh, it just made us both laugh so much. I was like, it's a English muffin,
with jam on it. It was an English muffin with jam on it. And she needed it 3 different ways for her kids. And we're like, no. If I was that sample person, I'd be like, no.
The sweet sample person is just I just cut these up into 8 pieces and deliver them to you. Oh my gosh. Both Ash and I just were laughing. We were trying so hard not to embarrass either of the people involved, but we were just this is the funniest situation we've ever seen.
I did not know it was an option.
Next time they go and they're offering can you give me a larger piece?
Yeah. I'd like a double portion, please. Extra guac.
So good. I just thought we'd share that.
Oh my gosh.
That was hilarious.
It has 0 to do with our episode today, but I feel sometimes we just like to shoot the breeze with you. So now we can jump in to our episode today, which is, this is my choice because I am obsessed with Native American sites that are run by the NPS specifically because we're NPS people, but sites that the National Park Service runs that are a preservation of the Native Americans that lived in the area.
Right.
And so today I just wanted to share some of my favorites and then also some that are on our list that we still want to go to. There's a lot. It's actually pretty cool. I will link in the show notes for this episode, but the National Park Service has a webpage that links all of the sites that have really anything to do with Native Americans. Mm-hmm. And so you can see there's a whole list of I don't know, probably 50 or 60 sites.
Which is amazing.
That are run by the National Park Service. And some of them were, a little bit less traditional. It was Glacier Bay was on there. Mm-hmm. And I worked at Glacier Bay as a park ranger. And so I was like, they just built a big tribal house up at Glacier Bay, which I've not seen. It was not there when I worked there, but they have the Tlingit canoe was there and stuff like that. But they built a whole tribal house with a totem pole and stuff. That's new since I've been there. But so it's you're going to see the glaciers, but then there's a very heavy Native American influence in that area as well. And so they celebrate that. So anyway, there's just like all sorts of cool ideas. I was like, oh, sweet. Like, I would love to work through that list.
I know. And there's so many cool things that you can do all throughout the country, but there are specific regions that are a little bit more dense.
Well, I mean, this list of my favorites are all within like, I don't know, 300 miles of each other.
Yeah.
It is all kind of like one spot that we really like to go to.
This is pretty southwesty.
Yeah, it is. And so that's what we enjoy visiting. Also, that's where we live, so it makes it easier. But we just love stopping at these places. There's some smaller ones on this list that you may not have heard of. And so I'm just really excited to talk through. We're not going to go into great detail on each one. This is mostly so that you feel like you have an idea of what's out there so that you can add some of these places to your bucket list, or maybe even work them in if you're already in this area. You can just make a quick stop at some of these. Some of them are really small.
Yeah.
That's what we usually do.
But a lot of times, especially in this area, a lot of things are easily included in a road trip.
Yeah.
Which is super fun.
Yeah. So we'll add them in whenever we can. We've gone to quite a few. And we just released an episode about Walnut Canyon, which is one of these small sites.
Between the Grand Canyon near Flagstaff and like Petrified Forest.
Yeah. Yeah. So we love places like that. I'm not talking about Walnut Canyon on this one, though. This first park, so we have 4 that I want to talk about today. The first one might surprise you. I wanted to throw you for a little bit of a loop.
Yeah.
Starting off.
I love this first one.
This first park that we love to visit to see Native American things and to learn about the history and culture is Canyonlands National Park in Utah.
Right. Oh, I love this one. I love this park for so many reasons, but specifically, we're going to talk about a section of the park that isn't even connected to the main section of the park.
So this is like if you are so into Native American history and culture, this spot is for you. This is one of my very favorite places to just really experience this.
Yeah.
If you go here and you defile it in any way, I will hunt you down personally. Do not touch. When you're visiting these Native American sites, you never, ever, ever touch these petroglyphs. You don't carve your name in anything. You don't push on any of the walls. Nothing, because you are looking at very, very old and culturally significant things.
Yes, you need. We're focusing on low impact.
Yep.
You need to have a low impact, leave things better than you found it mentality.
Yep. Don't touch anything. Don't people who carve graffiti, carve their names over petroglyphs. Like there's a special place in hell for them. I feel like it just makes me so mad.
Yeah, I agree. The things that you can find here in this park, in Canyonlands National Park, are some of the most special, I think, that we've ever experienced, because it's like you're discovering them and exploring them and finding them for the first time.
Yeah.
Because you almost have this place to yourself a lot of the time. There's almost nobody else around you while you're there. You dip down. This section specifically that we're talking about is the Horseshoe Canyon portion of Canyonlands National Park.
So Horseshoe Canyon is not part of any of the 3 districts of Canyonlands. It was an annex. It was added to Canyonlands in 1971.
Mm-hmm.
And it's 2.5 hours from Moab. So like I said, this is not like if you're just a casual, I wonder what this is. This is not a stop for you. You are actively having to work very hard to get out here.
Mm-hmm.
You're driving down dirt roads for a long time. You're in the middle of nothing. There's no amenities, like nothing around. The closest town is an hour and a half away.
Right.
Which would either be like Hanksville or Green River. But from Moab, where you would normally be for Canyonlands National Park, it's 2.5 hours. So it's called Horseshoe Canyon. And what it's famous for is it's called the Great Gallery. And the Great Gallery it's an alcove in this canyon that has life-size petroglyphs.
Yeah. And life-size for me, not for Ash.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so
6-foot tall petroglyphs of a shaman. We're not really sure.
Yeah. The name of the most famous figure is called the Holy Ghost.
He's white.
Yeah.
He's beautiful, but 6 feet tall.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
They're amazing figures.
Yeah.
And we don't know a whole lot, but they're just amazing to experience.
It really is awesome. Just if you love petroglyphs, I love petroglyphs so much.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, I've never seen anything like it anywhere.
Yeah. And
they're usually 4 or 5 inches big,
Right. If you go to arches, you can see some things, but they're really small. The individual petroglyphs are very small.
Yeah, most places they're smaller drawings. That's what makes the Great Gallery so cool is when you get there and you're just like, this is a massive drawing. It's crazy.
Yeah. And what's so cool is you'll park your car and you'll dip down. It's quite a drop down into the canyon. And then you walk along. It's like Indiana Jones, the Canyon of the Crescent Moon. And you walk through it and you'll see up on the walls as you make your way to the Holy Ghost section, you'll see other panels of petroglyphs as you go. But then it culminates.
There's all these alcoves as you're following this wash in the bottom of the canyon. And so the different alcoves also have petroglyphs, normal size petroglyphs.
Yeah. And then it all just leads up to this great climax at the end where you see the Holy Ghost and several other figures similar in size.
Yeah.
And they're all just right there up on the wall. And you just stand there and you're just in awe of the whole experience. And it's so cool.
Well, and because it's harder to get to, you should mostly have it to yourself. There's not usually a lot of people down there.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 7-mile round trip hike.
Yeah.
And John said, it drops you down. You start at the rim, you drop down into the bottom of the canyon. So it's about 800 feet of elevation change to drop down. And then it stays mostly flat once you get down to the bottom and you're working your way to the Great Gallery. But it is a trek.
Yeah.
This is, I think, just one of my favorite experiences of really embracing that Native American history.
Mm-hmm.
Like we said, we go to places like this all the time, but I gotta say, Horseshoe Canyon, it's hard to beat. It's amazing.
It's really cool.
The other thing, if you're not wanting to go on the trek, but you're wanting to see some Native American petroglyphs in Canyonlands, just right outside of the Needles section of Canyonlands, it's not actually in the park, but it's right outside. You have Newspaper Rock, which is incredibly impressive. It has over 650 petroglyphs on this slab of rock.
Yeah.
So
it's so cool.
Amazing.
It's so dense.
Yeah.
Just so much art all over this rock face.
So Canyonlands, who knew, right?
Right.
Who knew? But it's really, really cool. The second national park, so only 2 national parks on this list. The second is the most obvious one, I think.
Yeah, you can't have a list without including this one.
So Mesa Verde National Park in Colorado.
Mm-hmm.
This is where you have fantastic Native American cliff dwellings that are so well preserved.
Oh, so many of them too.
And you can tour them. You can go on ranger guided tours through some of them. Cliff Palace is the main one that you're going to want to see. That's the big one.
Mm-hmm.
And that one's the most popular and the most famous of them all. And then a balcony house, which is my favorite. I love that tour. That one's really fun.
That tour is so interactive. It's so cool.
You get to climb up ladders and kind of squeeze through some of the smaller passages and stuff like that. So balcony house is amazing. Longhouse is really cool. That takes a little bit longer hike, but you're looking at something about the same. Well, we talked about this in Mesa Verde episode.
It rivals Cliff Palace.
It does.
We'll just leave it at that.
We do have 2 full episodes about Mesa Verde. It's episode 80 and 82, or you can go to dirtandmyshoes.com/podcast and you can just scroll down and choose Mesa Verde. I have it all broken up by park to see what episodes we have. So that's a really good way to find out more about Mesa Verde. But I mean, it's amazing. It protects the cultural heritage of 27 tribes in the Southwest.
That's incredible.
So there are a lot of tribes that consider this area to be incredibly sacred.
Yeah.
And you can feel it while you're here. That's what I love about Mesa Verde. It's like you're walking the same paths that these ancestral Puebloans walked.
Yeah.
And it just feels incredibly special.
I don't know. I feel like at Canyonlands, when we see the petroglyphs and things like that, what you're seeing and experiences is kind of the echoes of the past. Mesa Verde is actually like going to the past.
Yeah.
You're actually exploring the places that they lived, walking on the same stones, climbing the same ladders. You're having
not the same ladders.
You're climbing where
a ladder like they had, maybe.
Yeah, the National Park Service doesn't let you climb the cliffs and use all the footholds necessarily.
Yeah, they have footholds in the cliffs that they used, which is crazy. But I think that's what makes it so cool is you see it like the springs in the back of the alcoves where they got their water. Mm-hmm. You see the smoke marks on the walls
where they had their cooking fires.
Yeah.
You're transported back in time in Mesa Verde so well compared to so many other national park sites.
It's phenomenal. I mean, words cannot even describe the way that you feel when you're here and just how peaceful and sacred it feels.
Yeah.
So absolutely, like that one. If you're wanting to see the mecca of like really well-preserved cliff dwellings, Mesa Verde is where it's at.
Yeah.
It doesn't get much better than that. So Mesa Verde National Park. My third choice for favorite Native American sites run by the National Park Service is one that I think a lot of people don't even know about, don't even have on their radar. We visited just based on our friends who we met full-time RVing a few years ago. They just like made this offhand comment about we're going to go here next. And we were like, what even is that? I'd never even heard of it.
Right.
It blew my socks off.
Yeah, it's so cool. And it's in such a neat part of the Southwest too.
Yeah. So this is number 3, Bandelier National Monument in New Mexico. It's kind of up in the Santa Fe-ish area. Mm-hmm. It's, a little bit further than Santa Fe. But so you're in Santa Fe and you're already seeing all this cool history. And I mean, the history in Santa Fe is just amazing. It really is crazy.
It's amazing. It's some of the oldest buildings in North America because it's one of the oldest cities in places in North America because the Spanish were here.
So it's really cool. So you've already got Santa Fe right there. And then you have all the beautiful mountains surrounding it. You're in a more mountainous area of New Mexico. And then you head up into the area where Bandelier is, which is just, again, you're like tucked kind of into some of a more mountainous area with lots of trees. And it's gorgeous. It's gorgeous up there. But Bandelier, so when we got there, like I looked at pictures and I was like, well, okay, so it has like all these little like alcoves and ladders. Mm-hmm. And part of this trail, it's called the Pueblo Loop Trail. Mm-hmm. And it's a 1.4 mile loop. And you walk along this loop and there's all these little human carved alcoves that they used for various things. Yeah. And ladders leading up into them. And so you just get to keep climbing ladders into these alcoves.
At Mesa Verde, you're experiencing cliff dwellings. You already have like an overhang. And they build like their little homes and their cliff dwellings. They build it into the cliffs. Mm-hmm. At Bandelier, it's like they carve them out of the cliffs.
They did. They carved them out of the cliffs. They're called cavates, I think is how you pronounce it. I've never heard that word. Cavates, but it's basically human carved caverns.
Yeah.
And
it's so cool.
Yeah, so there's a bunch of those along that Pueblo Loop Trail that you get to climb into. Like, the kids were just so excited because it's like, oh my gosh, we get to go into another little alcove and stuff. It was really neat. We camped there, and the campground was super nice. They do cultural demonstrations, cool ranger programs. This site is sacred to 23 Native American tribes.
Right.
So again, just like a very wide spread of people who really consider this to be special.
And their home.
Yeah. And then one other thing that you should do if you can is the alcove house.
That was amazing.
John's the only one who did that one. I stayed back with the kids because honestly, like, I took one look at the ladder and I was like, no thanks.
It was incredible. And definitely our children were too young to do it at that time.
Yeah.
But the alcove house is 140 feet off the ground. And it was big enough for 25 people to live in.
Yeah.
That they carved out.
Yeah.
It was amazing.
It's pretty crazy. You have to take 4 wooden ladders to get up there. And one of them in particular is a very long, scary-looking ladder.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know, John. Was it as scary as it looked?
No, especially once you get on it. But I have kind of gotten over my fear of heights a little bit. I used to be a lot more scared of things like that than I was. And so maybe this was my turning point. Yeah. I don't know. But when you're up on the ladder, it's pretty amazing. Like, if I push off a little bit, this could be...
Yeah, you can't think that way. Don't think that way. But it's just really cool because I was surprised at how many ladders there were in this park to climb on and to get into things and to see these alcoves. Yeah. So that one was a super big surprise for me. And I'm like, now I tell everybody, you've got to go to Bandelier. Yeah. Don't skip Bandelier. It's so cool.
After Mesa Verde, it's like the coolest, unique idea of what cliff dwellings can be.
Yeah.
It's so cool.
Yeah. Okay. Site number 4, I think, is my favorite on this list.
Well, it's
I don't know. How do we choose?
I slightly disagreed earlier when you called Mesa Verde the Mecca or something.
Well,
because this place could also be considered the Mecca.
This place...
We could call it the Istanbul, or I don't know.
This place is the true Mecca. It really is. I mean, historically it is.
Yeah.
This is
the Rome.
It's not just our opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so we're talking about Chaco Culture National Historic Park. Mm-hmm. It's in New Mexico. Most people call it just Chaco Canyon.
Right.
It's kind of a mouthful with the National Park Service name.
Yeah, exactly.
But Chaco Canyon. So you're going to most likely be going from Farmington, New Mexico down to Chaco Canyon. It requires driving on dirt roads. Mm-hmm. It is very remote. I mean, even though you're fairly close to Farmington, it's not near anything. It's in Navajo lands.
Yep.
And so you're driving through, a wide, expansive landscape to get out to what truly was the gathering place and the Mecca for the ancestral Puebloan people.
Yeah, the isolation of this place is kind of what gives it so much of its appeal and like its surprise factor when you get here, because it seems so isolated now. Everybody knows about Mesa Verde. And so it's like Mesa Verde, of course, Native American site that's amazing, but this truly was the heart of their civilization, of the ancestral Puebloan people for a long time. And it has, instead of buildings being built into the cliffs, you'll experience their real civilization.
Yeah.
Like buildings, communities, they're like half moon shaped cities that they've built.
So we first heard about Chaco Canyon at Mesa Verde. And a ranger just kind of casually commented that, like, from some of the lodgings in Mesa Verde, they could message all the way to Chaco Canyon.
Right.
From community to community, all the way to Chaco Canyon. And I was like, well, what's Chaco Canyon? I've never even heard of that. Mm-hmm. And so we started looking into it, and we were just like, it was the center of everything. That's where people went to trade. That's where they went to gather for bigger religious ceremonies and stuff like that. Like,
I've never seen a larger kiva than what I've seen at Chaco Canyon.
Yeah. So what's cool about Chaco Canyon, so you get down in there, so you're on dirt roads getting down in there, and then they have a paved 9-mile loop road that kind of goes through the park, and there's a whole bunch of different stops you can make. There's some smaller communities, and then there's the big one.
Mm-hmm.
The big one is Pueblo Bonito, and that one covers almost 2 acres and had at least 650 rooms.
Right, exactly.
Which is insanity. Like 650 rooms. Do you remember how many rooms are in Cliff Palace?
It was over 100.
I want to say it was like 150.
Yeah.
Somewhere in there.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a big community.
That's huge.
650.
I know.
At Chaco Canyon.
Yeah, it's amazing. And there's so many different kivas that you'll find in just Pueblo Bonito as well. And you'll have tons of different rooms. You'll see tons of different kivas. The buildings were stories high, at least 4 stories high.
They think it was 4 stories high in some places.
Yeah. Oh
Isn't
my
that
gosh.
crazy? They actually, I have heard it compared to the Colosseum in Rome.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of that round circular structure with a whole bunch of rooms stacked on top of each other and stuff.
Nice.
And it doesn't look that way now, obviously, but it's really
heyday?
Impressive. And it's really impressive now.
Right.
Because you can see the structure of what it was, and you can still see walls that are 4 stories high.
Mm-hmm.
Just amazing.
It's so cool. And if you've been through and seen a lot of Native American sites throughout the Southwest, you kind of have in mind what you think is a large Native American site. And then you get to Chaco Canyon, and it just blows everything out of the water by multiplication in its size.
Yeah.
Everything. And so you'll have multiple of these pueblos is what they call them. So you'll have Pueblo Bonito, which is this largest one, huge complex. And then you'll also have some other pueblos like Chetro Kettle.
Chetro Kettle is right next to Pueblo Bonito. You can get there from the same parking lot, basically. I love that one because you can walk right next to the walls, and you can, I don't know, there's some huge kivas in that one too.
Yeah.
So really cool. Both of them are worth the time. And then, John, you mentioned the biggest kiva you've ever seen.
Yes.
So that's at Casa Rinconada, which
oh my
that
gosh.
kiva is 64 feet in diameter. I've never seen one bigger. I know it's not the biggest, but it is considered one of the biggest.
It's huge. It's so amazing.
Anywhere, yeah.
And I'm just like trying to imagine in my mind. I'm trying to take my mindset back over 1,000 years to when this place was in its heyday, and like how this place was used. How many people were here? What were they doing in here? Imagine the drums and the smoke.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh my gosh. It would be amazing.
All the things that they were doing, all the people gathered together in one place for purposes, who knows, you know?
Well, so they say it served as a hub of ceremony, trade, and administration for the Four Corners area. There's not been anything like it before or since. What I like about it, too, is it wasn't just for living. Because it was such a gathering space, it celebrated art. It celebrated astronomy. Like there was just all sorts of, it was like a renaissance out here in the desert.
Yeah. And they built roads that brought the ancestral Puebloan people from all over the Southwest directly
to Chaco Canyon.
Like all roads lead to Rome, all roads led to Chaco Canyon.
What I think is crazy is that a lot of people don't even know that it's here.
Right.
Don't even know it exists. And I'm like, since we've discovered it, since that first time in Mesa Verde, someone mentioned it, we've been back multiple times. Anytime we're in that area, it's like, we just got to pop down to Chaco Canyon.
And you don't just pop down to Chaco Canyon.
You don't, but we do. We love Chaco Canyon. So it just encompasses all cool things that you find in the Southwest. It was the hub and the mecca for that. So
yeah,
add it to your bucket list. Absolutely. Like my mom just went. She's the one who really instilled that love of the Native American sites in me. She gets so excited about that stuff. And so I really think most of my love of that is because of her and how much she loves it. But I've been telling her forever, Mom, you've got to get to Chaco Canyon. Like just, the tallest pillar of what you can see. And anyway, so they actually just got back. My parents just got back from there and
loved it.
She was just texting me all sorts of pictures like, how did I not know this was here? This is incredible. It's I know, right? Like, it's crazy.
It's so amazing.
So anyway, that one, it's hard to beat Chaco Canyon.
Yes.
But all 4 are amazing for different reasons. So if you're in this area or you're traveling around, be sure to add them in. And also know there are a lot that we didn't mention.
Right. There are so many that you can add in that we haven't talked about.
Now, there's a few for me that are still on my list that I've not been to. Probably the most famous one, and I don't know if it's famous, but like one of the bigger Native American sites in this area is Canyon de Chelly.
Mm-hmm.
And that's in Arizona. It's a national monument. We've not been to that one. We were going to go, but they shut down for a long time during COVID.
Mm-hmm.
And we haven't made it down there since then. So
right.
That's a big one that I want to go see because there are still actually Native Americans living there.
Yeah.
And they will guide you through the canyon and show you all the cool things.
How cool would that be?
So yeah,
that's a tour guide that, has a lot to say probably.
Yeah, I mean they're Navajo guides. And when you go to these Native American sites too, a lot of the times this is kind of true in Monument Valley as well, which
Mm-hmm.
is strongly influenced by the Native Americans that live there. There are certain areas that you can't go without a Native tour guide.
Right.
So that's how it is in Canyon de Chelly too. There's some places where you need the tour guide to go and see all the things.
Right.
So I really want to do that. Casa Grande Ruins in Arizona. So we went to Montezuma's Castle,
Mm-hmm.
which is nearby, but we didn't have time to go to Casa Grande. I would like to go out there because they actually have just like these extensive irrigation canals from the Gila River that goes through this area, and they irrigate it all the way down to Casa Grande. So I really want to see that. That sounds cool and unique.
Yeah, that sounds really cool. This next one we've been talking about for a long time. It's called Effigy Mounds in Iowa.
Okay, so they built their mounds in the shape of animals.
Oh my
which
gosh.
is just like so cool to me. They say actually like in this national monument, most of them are in the shape of bears and birds.
Wow.
But then in the greater area, you can see them deer, bison, lynx, turtle, panthers, water spirits. Like
nice.
They build these mounds in shapes. So I just think that would be really cool to see in person.
The mound builders are just so cool.
Yeah.
I love that in first place.
Well, and I have to say, like, we're much more familiar with the Native American cultures that are here out west in the Four Corners area
Mm-hmm.
because we've both grown up in this area. We spend a lot more time here.
Right.
I don't know very much about the mound builders. I just see the pictures and hear the stuff, and I'm like, I really, really want to get out there to actually see it and learn about it.
Right. And like I said, like you just mentioned, we don't know a lot of the stuff. What we see is what we can find on Netflix or some other places. But like a lot of the mound, in different places, they are built to align with certain astronomical events.
So
like
cool.
The seasons and the solstices and things like that. And so
that's how Ocmulgee Mounds in Georgia too. That one's been on my list for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
We talked about that one in which site is going to become the next national park.
Right. This was an option.
Yeah, this was an option that they're kind of trying to work this into national park status. And I think in that episode, and I don't remember what episode number that was. Sorry. We'll link it in the show notes. But I think that was my top choice for becoming a national park because I'm just like, what I love is celebrating that Native American history and culture.
Right.
As part of the preservation of the coolest places in America because it's like that really is our culture as Americans. These were the people who were here first.
This is the American heritage.
Yeah. And so the more we can preserve that and teach people about it, the better.
Yeah.
Which is why I'm just like, I don't know hardly anything about Ocmulgee mounds or effigy mounds.
Right.
But it's like, I just want to learn. Like, that's so cool.
Because these effigy mounds and like Ocmulgee mounds, these are like the Mesa Verde and Chaco canyons of this culture.
Yeah.
Of this Eastern Native American culture, which is so neat. And Ocmulgee mounds, I mean, there's evidence of more than 12,000 years of continuous human habitation. And one of the mounds specifically, the Great Temple Mound, is 55 feet tall.
Yeah.
Which is...
I know. I'm just like, I need to see this.
I know.
So those are the other 4 that are like the highest on my list. So there you go. 4 that we've been to that we absolutely recommend and want to push you towards.
Yes.
And then 4 that it's like, those are next.
Yes.
And
put these on your list.
Yeah. So anyway, hopefully you enjoyed this episode. What I would like to know is if you've been to any of these or if you recommend any others. Just like, let's do a big post on Facebook that we'll go to the Dirt in My Shoes Facebook or Instagram page. We'll post something there where you can chime in and share your favorite Native American sites that you visited, because I am dying to like just keep adding to my list.
Right, because I mean, like you said, a lot of these places we discovered from offhand comments that people made. And so let's guaranteed there's cool places that we don't know about.
Yeah, so go to our social pages and chime in. Let us know if you've been to any that we haven't mentioned that you've really enjoyed. Pictures would be great if you can put any pictures
Extra
that you've
points
taken.
For pictures.
Yeah, but I'm really excited to read through everybody's suggestions and experiences in these really cool Native American sites that are run by the National Park Service.
And if you're enjoying the podcast, please go give it a 5-star review. We really appreciate you, and we hope that you're able to go and get some dirt in your shoes.